his head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just gonna line up here for Lazzy. He's gonna find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feet.
Gets the ace. Available, just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Hello Saints Nation, welcome back to the St. Clair Saints Varsity Esports Twitch channel, of course here on Saints Gaming CA. We're about to get started here with some CollegiateR6 Rainbow Six Siege action here between University of Texas Dallas and St. Clair College. My name's Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danner, going to be your host here for tonight's action. And of course, starting things off, we have Cafe for map number 1 here between these two teams. Some pretty standard bans to start things off as well. There's no real surprises getting things started here. Between the Thatcher and the Maverick, we do maybe have ourselves a bit of a stuck. Uh-oh, okay. That's unfortunate. Took us a little bit to get started here, and now we already have a disconnect here from Big Papa. Oh dear God, okay. So, might have to end up remaking this one already, and we just got started, but it is what it is. We'll run with it for now just to make sure that we have the bans all settled and good to go. So, of course, we're going to have Thatcher taken down, Maverick taken down, Cade getting the boot as well. A room for one more ban, this time on the St. Clair side of things. We'll see in just a second. That ends up being, sure enough, Mira. No real surprise there. I'm seeing these kind of bans basically this entire season so far here for the side of St. Clair. But we are going to end up having to pause this pretty quickly because, of course, Big Papa did find himself out of the game. So I'm just going to let them know. We are all paused here for a second. Hopefully get him back into the swing of things nice and quickly here tonight. Yes, of course, in regards to the match itself, we do have, of course, University of Texas Dallas. We've played them in other varsity esports titles, but the first time here in Rainbow Six Siege, I do believe. Then, of course, for the Saints side of things for R6, they've been having themselves a bit of a rough run, but looking to change that here tonight. And as we do hang on tight here, let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, it might just take us a couple moments here, it looks like, to actually get things underway here. All the Saints were ready in lobby, good to go. Then, unfortunately, as soon as we got into the lobby, something happened to Big Papa. So we're just going to try and get him back into this nice and quick. Hopefully, it will not be too long here. Of course, this is week 7 of CollegiateR6 action. And our team, over the last couple of weeks, had themselves quite the difficult run. We're up against quite a few solid top teams. I know again, the ball kind of started falling pretty quick around the time when we played the University of Akron. Of course, Akron past champs here in the CollegiateR6, so definitely makes sense with that being a tough team and whatnot. But it's been a little bit of a downhill spiral there from after the fact. With teams R, there we go. We'll get ourselves back into the swing of things. Big Papa has returned, so without further ado, let's hop right back into it. Get this game started. With the Saints on the attacking side, University of Texas Dallas going to be defending. And already getting some interesting picks. I was going to say, seeing an Ella so early would have been definitely odd. But I mean, we've seen a decent amount of Ella so far in this season. It's going to be Jacoby making the switch over to Valkyrie, it looks like.
Need to locate and defuse bombs.
Oh, and it looks like we've had ourselves a bit of an upgrade on the UI department. here for the side of R6 in general. We have all the way up in the top bars all the utility that you can spot out here for whether it be the attacking or the defending side. Spotted all up in the corners. Drone count for the attackers. Breaching charges, grenade counts. Then on the other side, nitro cells and all the other things plus the reinforcements walls. So a little bit more extra cool information to follow through with this game as it does go on. Now without further ado, let's hop in. First attack of the session. Let's see how our Saints can take care of this first attack on Cafe. Curious if anybody wants to get a little bit ballsy to start things off. That's probably not going to be the case, however. Of course, introducing our opponents actually here for tonight from the University of Texas, Dallas. From the top down, we have Bait, Edgy Name, Jacoby, Zug, and Lukobi. And of course, the hometown squad here on the St. Clair Saints. Going to be Bonk. Bonk was also known as Kira. Up on the top, we have Charles, Zombie Dude, Impact, and Big Papa here for the side of St. Clair. Bonk Bonk has always been usually the anti-roamer kind of player, the support player of sorts here on the side of St. Clair, picking up right where he left off there with that Nomad. Zombie Dude right at home there with that Sledge, playing it for the majority of the season. Charles' role has kind of switched up maybe here and there every once in a while. You would oftentimes see him playing Breachers and whatnot. But oddly enough, we are going to see Big Papa, who's going to be the one playing the ace this time by being the one carrying the diffuser on the hard breach. A little bit of a different change of pace here for St. Clair. I'm going to be interested to see how this does end up turn out for the side of St. Clair as the set goes on. Huge nitro shell. Jacoby was absolutely ready and waiting for that. Blown him up instantly. Char's gonna get started off a little bit rough. That being said, though, Big Papa has snuck his way onto the site, but he is going to get taken down by Bait, who's there on the Maestro. Probably spotting out with one of his Evil Eye cameras. Unfortunately here, missing all the action as we do have only Impact and Zombie Dude left. Diffuser down on site. University of Texas, Dallas just be able to find their marks. These Legion Mines here from Edgy Name going to make things a little bit awkward. Getting a little bit lit up, down to about a quarter health, but a little bit of chip damage coming down here onto Impact. A little bit of shots fired, but not going to take care of Bait, I believe, who was there. Just barely hanging on. Of course, Zombie Dude from above going to drop on down. Impact going to start making his move. He's just going to blast Zombie Dude, apparently. So he's going to take care of him, and okay, Edgy Name going to finish things off here for the University of Texas, Dallas. I have no idea what on earth happened there between the St. Clair squad, but a very unusual turnaround, shoot your own teammate for the kill. I mean, he was only 5 HP or so left in the rounds, but still very, very odd to say the least. With a very, very solid defensive round there from the University of Texas, Dallas means now they get to move things over towards the kitchen service, and we do see sometimes some different styles of defense on this point. That being said, though, it looks like we're going to have a more bandit-based setup here, and Lukobi looking to maybe play something a little bit somewhat aggressive, while also being somewhat intel-based there with the pulse. We'll have to see if he does end up six-picking off of that. And it looks like we're going to get the Rook here. So, of course, we don't see Rook very often in competitive, at least as of late anyway. At least personally, I haven't seen him very often. But being able to drop the assault vest, basically for everybody, the bulletproof vest, so no matter what, you get taken down. And what on earth it was? This is quite the game, to say the least, start things off. But yeah. So you can see on the ground there, it does have those assault vests on the floor and makes it so that as long as you don't get killed via a headshot, you will go into the down but not outstate. Of course, a chance to get yourself revived in that situation. usually not too
Attacker's objective is to locate
too
a bomb.
strong, to say the least, unless you're looking for something cheeky early, like we do see Lukobi maybe trying to do here. Thinking about trying to find a nice little quick spawn peek. But is not going to find this mark. Saints are going to be able to move over just fine for at least the moment. Jacoby is also there on the vigil, one of those other sneaky roaming operators, able to avoid cameras and such as long as he turns his gadget on in time. Probably be a pretty standard start here for St. Clair. Zombie Dude gonna just blow open all these hatches there with that sledgehammer as per usual. Bonk Bonk getting ready to prepare for any sort of roaming shenanigans possibly coming out of Jacoby. Where is he sitting right now, actually? Nice and quiet. Just above, I believe, on the 3rd floor. He would be able to find some early shenanigans, but he's not going to be able to get it. Char's going to get himself a bit of a revenge kill here this time by to start things off. Taking care of him, nearly getting himself nitro-celled once again, but he is going to live with about 3/4 of his health still remaining here in this one. Bonk Bonk making his way through the site as well. Impact with the one player spotted, who is going to try and hunt them down. It is going to be Char's maybe being the first line of defense here. And there's going to be the flank from Bonk Bonk taking care of the Kobe. So this second setup here, alongside the fact that Zug just got TK'd in the beginning of the round for basically no reason whatsoever, is going to make things a bit messy now here for the University of Texas Dallas. It's going to be all up to Bait and Edgy Name to try and do the 2v5. Not impossible, but definitely improbable. Gonna see Zombie Dude up on top. There is, of course, one of the players right by Bonk Bonk, actually. Not going to get spotted out, at least as of yet. Of course, we see the outlines, but the side of UT Dallas will not know. Players there ready and waiting. Lots of destruction going towards Bait. And the rest of the Saints are going to be short to follow very shortly, just constantly with these top-down angles, making things extremely difficult for the side of University of Texas Dallas. Edgy Name might be able to find the jump, but he's going to need to find at least 2 here. Big Papa getting lit up at work, and that's exactly what he's looking for. Edgy Name with a solid double kill, but it is going to get taken down by Impact. So now the 1v3, Bait has to clutch this up in order to be victorious here. But that being said, Saints did not leave themselves a whole lot of time to plant this diffuser. Impact is going to get this thing planted down, but where is Bait? He's making his way around. If he could find the kill very quickly, that would be absolutely huge. He is going to find the one, but the diffuser is down. 1-on-2 scenario here. Bait possibly in a position to maybe do this. He's going to try and go for the diffuse right away. Is there any Saint anywhere nearby to actually stop this? Shots are going to be fired, and Bait somehow clutches this one up. Just goes for it. And to be honest, beautifully done from him. An absolutely improbable victory here for the side of University of Texas Dallas, but decisive decision-making coming in clutch against the Saints. And frankly, the Saints going to be left looking silly after that one. That was such a decisive round until it wasn't. And it really all started off with that solid double kill from Edgy Name to at least thin the numbers a little bit there from St. Clair. That very well could have been a 5-on-1, and then at that point, I don't know how that one would have ever dropped. But trimming it down to 3, and the fact that Bait was able to find Impact right away post defuse plant was just absolutely clutch from the side of University of Texas Dallas. So we're going to go into round number 3 here. UTD is going to be up 2-0 here in this game so far. Of course, going to have to go to the 2nd floor reading room this time by. Not exactly everybody's favorite site here on Cafe. You oftentimes will see this castle come out here just for a little bit of extra annoyance in regards to slowing teams down with all of these extra barriers.
5 seconds to insertion. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it. Deploying heartbeat sensor.
Of course, for those who may not be aware, saying, what happened to Kira? Kira has apparently changed his tag over to Bonk Bonk. So, still the same player, and just a name change. Now, after a round like that, though, like I definitely worry for the Saints a little bit. Having a round which, in theory, should have been extremely decisive, go away from you and slip through your hands like that is an absolute kick in the shins in regards to your momentum. So that one's going to hurt a little bit, but hopefully for the side of the St. Clair squad here, for the hometown squad, they can get themselves back up and running nice and quick. Kobe is going to get spotted out here by Impact. This drone is not going to be very long for this world unless he has the Jukes of Hazard, but finally going to end up going down. All Saints just taking their time so far. 2 minutes still to go here in this third round. Char is usually the first one to drop on in, at least in this series anyway, of course, after that role switch that we were talking about during the first round. No longer playing that hard breaching style, as if anything, he's the entry fragger now. Chars goes through, and the huge headshot coming out here from Kobe. Going to take care of Chars, but Impact is going to answer nice and quickly. Getting the refrag, at least trading 1 for 1. Big Papa making some noise here, but got to watch out for the other players on this floor. Of course, it may be the bomb site itself might be on that second floor, but it is extremely easy or not extremely easy, but it's much more preferred to either defend from above or below. So that's why you see a lot of these members from UTD just hanging around this third floor area. Possible collision course here with our Saints if this does keep up. Utility going to get eaten up here by Zug's ADS systems from that Jaeger. We're going to see the gas come out here from Bait as well. Of course, Bait would definitely be absolutely feeling himself after how successful that last round went when it definitely shouldn't have. Impact going to find himself a double kill here in this game, or in this round rather. 3 kills total on the night. Finds one of those castle barricades, going to blow through it. Bonk Bonk is going to have a collision course here with somebody on the steps. Does he spot them out? Do we see it's going to be Jacoby right below him there? But this does leave the opening here for Big Papa to make his way over to the bomb location and defuse, but it's not going to be the case again. Bomb down on point once again. Impact, though, picks it up. He gets the elimination. He's going to try and plant this thing. Where is Edgy Name and Zug? Shots fired. Impact is going to end up going down. Where is Bonk Bonk? He's the last one alive for the Saints, and he's not going to get anywhere near that point. UT Dallas coming in clutch with a 3rd straight round victory. In theory, now they get to go right back up to the 3rd floor bar. So being able to win on the points that not very many people like is always a good feeling in the end, because it's absolutely killing it. And now you get to go back to the sites that you're comfortable with. It is kind of interesting to see how much seems to have just changed over a 2-week period here for the new season of Siege in regards to some of these UI changes. I know I mentioned that one earlier in regards to all the utility that was up in the top corners, but it even shows like they changed the multi-kill pop-ups and whatnot throughout the game. So that's all new to me, but I'm definitely interested and definitely do like it. But now we go back up to 3rd floor. Like I was saying, this is basically comfort zone here for this side of UTD. Picking the exact same operator composition that they did to successfully hold this point the first time around. And of course, we take a look at the scoreboards here to see who's popping off in regards to elimination to start this game. It's going to be a mixture of Edgy Name and Jacoby for the side of UT Dallas, as well as Impact basically being the only one able to find their marks here on the side of St. Clair. With a bunch of the Saints, yes, they found 1 elimination, but Impact is the one sitting there with 4 as of right now. Okay, gonna make their way up. Is there anybody trying to do anything sneaky on the side of UTD. Lukobi would be the closest one. Lukobi and Jacoby. Nearby, ready to rock here. Saint's going to drone on in, of course. And unfortunately, just these kind of starts. This is unfortunately what we've been seeing from the R6 squad for the most part here throughout the season. Usually, they're able to get one solid round in. They'll get themselves one victory. And then, at least from the past couple of games that I've personally seen, they'll get one round victory on whichever side they're on. And then all of a sudden, something just doesn't click. And the Saints just get kind of dominated for the rest of the series until halftime. And then it's just basically kind of rinse and repeat here. Unfortunately here for St. Clair, that one round that they were about to win kind of got tossed aside there because of a last-ditch effort play there from Edgy Name and Bait. So hoping for the side of St. Clair they can turn this one around, but a shot like that is going to make things extremely difficult. Beautifully done there from Jacoby to secure the opening frag here onto Impact as well as Chars. It looks like Jacoby going to take care of that one. Thrown on the hatch itself, making it extremely difficult for Saints to move in the slightest. Zombie Dude, Big Papa still up on the rooftop. Shots fired here from Bonk Bonk, trying to find, I believe that was one of the Kobe's. Of course, these grenades going to get gobbled up, and a nice little run out, but a huge flick there from Bonk Bonk to find Jacoby, but he is going to get ended up traded out. So overall, solid value for the side of University of Texas Dallas. That being said, though, Big Papa, one more elimination. They do find the Ella. It's going to be Lukobi, so we have ourselves a 2-on-2 to possibly finish up this round. Can we see the Saints clutch this one up? Definitely doable, but Bait is still alive. Zug right around the corner as well. Still in striking distance. He's had himself a relatively quiet game so far compared to the rest of his squad, but does not mean he is not a threat. Shots fired here. Bait is going to get taken down by Big Papa, so one last player left to go. Where is Zug? Zug does find Big Papa, so we have ourselves a one-on-one to finish the game. Where is Zombie Dude? Looking to try and make a plant. Can he even get to the site in time? He's got himself like 1 second to go, and sure enough, Zug, perfect positioning, knew exactly where he was going to pop out. Beautifully done, and that means 4 rounds in a row right off the bat here for the University of Texas Dallas. That one courtesy of Zug. Definitely a position we see the Saints in all too often so far this season, where you're sure the attacking side of things may not necessarily be their strongest. Defensively, they do tend to be much more comfortable, but with how many rounds they tend to give up during these attacking rounds, like, you can't expect to have a perfect defense. And right now, with the way things are rolling, with the way the momentum is, University of Texas Dallas, at worst, are if Saints just win out here from now, it's still expecting that you don't give up 3 rounds on the side of the defensive side of things. And as good as you may think he may be, we have not seen this University of Texas Dallas attack yet, so do not know how strong it is. So going to be nerve-wracking here for the Saints, especially if this momentum keeps on going here for them, where they just can't get themselves on the board in the slightest. And now he kind of hopped into the game early too, so one of the things that also worries me here for St. Clair as this series does, or as it does go on, is the fact of our map picks here for tonight. So Cafe, of course, one of the maps at St. Clair basically has played to death all season with mixed results, as we can see here. A little bit of struggle as Lukobi does go down to Zombie Dude. But Oregon is map number 2 here in this series, which Saints have been notoriously struggling at. So this might be a quick night if they have not been able to pull that one around. That being said, though, it's been a solid 2 weeks since the last time I've seen the Saints in action here. Maybe Oregon, something they've been grinding out.
Drone activated. Reloading.
Impact's going to be leading the charge here for the Saints side of things. Does spot one of the players. Is he going to be able to take him down? Not going to get it just yet. He's going to go prone behind the couch as Chars does get taken down. Zug again. Never mind what I was saying about him having a quiet game. His last round and a half or so has been absolutely killing it. Clutching it up in the last round and then starting off strong here this time by getting his 5th kill of this game. Jacoby versus Zombie Dude. That's going to go in the favor of Jacoby. Hanging on tight there on that Vigil. He is going to eventually get taken down there. Impact is going to find him. However, Impact has to be careful. There is somebody nearby. Bait is just below them on the stairwell. So hopefully somebody's droned them out for him. Impact's going to make his way down. Bonk Bonk is down right alongside him. They're going to try and do a bit of a top-down attack here. They've given themselves about, say, 50 seconds to try to make this happen. Of course, still not a whole heck of a lot of time. This is still the 3-on-3 with a minute left. Some big damage coming down onto Big Papa. I think he got himself nitro-celled from below. Granted, not enough to kill. May have not been a nitro cell, maybe it was one of those impact grenades, but still taken down to half health. And the fact that St. Clair, right now, 2 of their members, Impact and Big Papa, both below half, Impact's below a quarter. It's going to be brutal compared to the 3 full health bars on the side of University of Texas Dallas. That being said, though, Impact just needs a couple shots and he's going to be able to get things started here. It's going to allow for Big Papa to get into position to get this diffuser down. Can they stick it? The last couple times he's done this, he's gotten himself taken down. Not going to be the case this time by. You see Bonk Bonk making the way onto the site, trying to give his team a little bit of backup. 6 shots fired. Big Papa from the site itself. Impact from above. Bonk Bonk going to find one. Impact is going to get traded out for it, however. Saints trying to get themselves their first point on the board. They're going to get shot down. Big Papa gets taken out. The one-on-one Edgy Name versus Bonk Bonk. In theory, just be safe. And sure enough, Bonk Bonk going to find Edgy Name, trying to make the quick defuse. You're not going to pull that one off twice on the Saints, as the Saints get themselves on the board for the first time here in the series. For the hometown squad, that's what you want to see. Finally, the rounds kind of get the ball moving here for the side of St. Clair. And of course, for the side of University of Texas Dallas, still not feeling the pressure, however. Of course, you still got so much extra room in the bank. As we're still this is the last round for them on the defensive side of things. Would be absolutely nuts for them if they can go 5-1 here on the defensive round. Only having to score 2 attacking wins would be a very comfortable position for them to play in. But of course, see if Saints could get themselves 2 here on the attack and try to turn the tables on the defensive side of things.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
We're going to try this first floor kitchen once again here for the side of UT Dallas. That being said, though, we're going to do a little bit of switch up here as Bait is going to be picking up the Echo this time by. Echo, an operator we used to see an absolute ton of, and Kobe's actually picking up the Rook again here. So definitely going to be an operator, definitely going to be a player that I'm going to be paying attention to, because it means that somebody is probably going to be doing a little bit of peeking.
5 seconds to go.
Yokai drone in position here for Bait, just being able to deny diffuser plants is always strong. And sure enough, Obi actually up front here by the front doors. Is anybody coming nearby here for St. Clair? Does not seem to be the case. Might be able to get the jump, however. It does spot one of the players from St. Clair on the other side. Just going to fake a little bit of pressure and make his way back upstairs as Saints have made it to the rooftop once again. Zombie Dude going to be doing Zombie Dude things, constantly open up the hatches, get things ready here for the side of St. Clair to move forward on this attack. Top-down sweep, of course. Make sure there's no roamers, nobody doing anything too silly. Bonk Bonk actually all the way down on the first floor. Going to try a different angle of attack. Or this is the second floor, rather. He's on the balcony, so... A little bit of a mixed bag here. Going to be using some of these Nomad air jabs. Possibly cut off any roamers on the side of UTD. Don't think anybody's going to fall for that. However, Impact's getting himself a little bit lit up, but hanging on for now. Battle in the third floor area. Do we see who that was? It might have been Edgy Name from below. We'll have to see, though. In the stairwell, somebody ready in the weights. Impact going to spot up. Huge flick over to the Jacoby. Beautiful headshot there from Impact. Impact's on something else here today, though. I'll tell you what. Normally, he's one of those players on the side of the Saints that's kind of the middle of the road, so to speak. Like, he does his job, he does it well, but we don't usually see anything too superiorly, like, superior of sorts. I'm trying to find the word for it, but like super standout plays don't usually happen there from Impacts. But already here in just these like 5.5 rounds, we've definitely seen a different kind of Impact, and it's what we like to see. Char's going to find the Kobe as well, but Impact eventually going to get taken there from Zug. Char's going to get jumped on as well. And that's going to be the double for Zug, eventually going to get taken down here by Bonk Bonk. So with 45 seconds left on the clock, Sinclair with Fuser in hand. Player advantage. Looking to get set up here. You have to worry about baits there, of course, on that Echo can deny the defuse plant with just his drone. And an Edgy Name still alive as well, basically tied for top fragging on his team. An absolute fierce competitor to deal with here. It's going to be the plant. Is that going to be the diffuser? Sure enough, that's going to get denied here. We see exactly why this Echo is so damn annoying. And it's beautifully done there from Bait to make that Yokai drone just completely deny the plant. Big Papa would have had that for free. Nobody was anywhere nearby. Nobody's going to be able to pick that up. And clean, classic Echo play alongside the rest of the defense here from the University of Texas Dallas. Going to let them go 5-1 at the half. All right, Saints on the defensive side this time by. Going to start things off on the third floor. Hometown squad here has to definitely send some energy for the Saints defense. Need to go basically flawless, as there's only 2 rounds that they could possibly give up, or they could only give up 1 round. If they give up 2 rounds, then that is it. Game 1 in the favor of University of Texas Dallas, who had a fantastic defensive round. And this is what I like to see. Of course, I want to give a big thank you to everybody who's tuning in. And I like to see that we have ourselves a bit of a mixture of Saints fans plus University of Texas Dallas fans, regardless of which team you're playing for or rooting for. Big thank you for everybody tuning in. Let's take a look at some of these lineups, why don't we? It looks like it's going to be Bonk Bonk on smoke duty. Charles is going to be picking up the Maluzi. We have Zombie Dude on Maestro duty, playing a bit of a similar role to how the Echo did last time. Instead of the drone, however, he does, of course, have those turrets. Impact going to be denying as much vision as possible. Disruption there with those mute jammers. And then, of course, Big Papa on the Jaeger, looking to deny as much grenade and other utility on the side of UTD. Meanwhile, attackers this time by, of course, we have Bait, who's going to be hard breaching there on the Ace. We have Edgy Name, who's going to be looking for roamers on the Nomad. Jacoby looking to get aggressive there. Does have the Sophia. Zug going to be doing the exact same thing in regards to aggression alongside Jacoby, but this time with the Ash. And Lukobi is looking for roamers too with the Jackal. Going to be interesting to see. Find some footprints. Maybe make some callouts here to let Jacoby and Zug go absolutely nuts. Pretty quiet for him so far, not able to spot anything out. To be honest, a lot of this UTD squad moving in pretty quickly compared to the Saints' pace on the attack. Jacoby, Zug, Jacoby, all inside the site. And I think it's only Bait and Edgy Name who are up top actually like taking their time on the rooftops. Jacoby looking for a shot through the ceiling. Not going to quite find anybody this time by. Some good droning coming out from the side of UTD to start things off as well. Spotting out any of those turrets, spotting out mute jammers, cleaning up the site as best as possible. And it's one of the nice things about being able to just jump on in much sooner. I guess you don't get yourself as much of a chaotic finish of sorts, which I know the Saints kind of like to go for. But look at this. They get to clean out all of the possible annoyances, all the annoying utility from the side of St. Clair before it gets to that clutch, like, 30-second mark. So they can get themselves a solid breach onto site, nice and clean. Jacoby making some noise right on the outside of the site itself. Zug opens fire. It's going to be Lukobi, actually, who finds Zombie Dude. So no Maestro cameras in play this time by. Going to end up going down. Zug making his way towards the site. Doesn't have the diffuser in hand, though. That is going to be Bait with that in hand, who's just around the corner. He will be able to get there in just a moment. Okay, smokes in, but it's going to be Bait getting picked out here by Big Papa, so he is going to get refragged. However, that is going to make things a little bit messy here for the side of UTD. They do manage to get the diffuser, as Lukobi was able to pick that one up. And a bit of a back-and-forth battle here. Edgy Name hanging on by a thread, going to keep himself alive. Lukobi gets his diffuser, plants it down. Is going to be successful in doing so. Zug is down, but not out. 3 on 2. 2 on 2 now. Can the Saints pull this one off? It's definitely going to be a tall task here. Bonk Bonk extremely wounded. Char's still in pretty decent position, but he cannot wait forever. There are members from UTD trying to get on the hunt. In fact, somebody right behind him going to get absolutely blasted. Free shot there for Jacoby. Unfortunate there for the side of Saints. Bonk Bonk finds one. He's going to finish him off. Zug and Jacoby, last two alive. Bonk Bonk needs to make the move, and he's going to run right into Zug. Zug again going to find himself a solid round winner and put match point here onto the Saints. Definitely not the kind of defense the Saints were looking for this time by, but the side of University of Texas Dallas picking up exactly where they are leaving off in regards to their momentum. Switching sides does not matter. Meanwhile, this time by in regards to operator selection, we'll have to see Saints change anything up. As for right now, it seems pretty similar. Bonk Bonk with the 6th pick off the Pulse, though. Going to be the Valkyrie instead, more than likely. Looking like it's going to be the case. And I like the Twitch coming out here from Lukobi as well, taking away the buck. Rather than having 3 operators that want to be basically your entry fraggers of sorts in the game, have somebody who's just that much more solid at destroying utility, or defensive utility anyway, with those Twitch drones, of course. Let's take a look. Where are some of these Evil Eyes going to be placed here? I don't know, it definitely may seem silly, but I do like what I'm seeing there from Zombie Dude. Kind of using the chair or whatever the object was to kind of cover that Evil Eye a little bit.
5 seconds remaining.
Taking a look at some of these
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse.
some of these scores before we hop into this possibly final attack here for UTD. But for the side of St. Clair, it's still Impact leading the charge. They're going 7-7. But Bonk Bonk right behind them with 6-5. Meanwhile, on the side of UTD, Edgy Name absolutely killing it there with 9 eliminations. Then Zug right behind with 8. Jacoby there with 7. Then Lukobi and Bait doing exactly what they need to do, but a little bit more on the supportive side of things. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, the team on pace to find themselves in the W column here in this first game. Doesn't matter how fancy your scoreboard is. Seeing the W at the end of the day on your team's favor is all that matters at the end of the day. 3 nitro cells here for St. Clair to possibly make a play. We'll have to see if they can actually make this stick. It's a bit hit or miss. It's a bit risky, but it can be very effective if they all find their marks. Obi spots one of the Saints, but that isn't going to end up making contact. Zug moving in, Jacoby and Edgy Name right around the corner as well, and Bait going to be short to follow. Going to start breaching things through right by Jacoby here. So Saints getting ready because the attack from the side of the University of Texas Dallas about to get underway. I believe that's Impact on the other side, and I think the UTD knows he's here. And sure enough, Bait gonna take Impact down right away. Solid job from the hard breacher on the side of UTD. While all the noise is happening on the one side, Zug making his way around the other. Lukobi does get taken down here by Big Papa, so Big Papa gonna find his third one of the game. Possible angle there. Nice shot there from Zug. A bit of a long-range one. We have the smoke going down. This is going to be Bait's opportunity to hop on in, but this is why you kind of want these nitro cells. But it may have actually taken down Big Papa at the same time, or they just happen to go down at the same time. But not 100% sure how this went down. But at the end of the day, this is going to be University of Texas Dallas in a convincing 7-1 attack. Funny enough, that play of the game was a guy getting knocked down, so nonetheless, an interesting game one for all the odd reasons, to say the least, here in this one. But Saints going to fall on Cafe, which is going to make things extremely difficult for them for this series, considering now we get to go to Oregon, which, like I was saying a little bit earlier in the cast, has not been one of the Saints' best maps. So they're definitely going to have to pull up their britches here for game number 2 if they want to keep this one alive. Otherwise, this might be a quick night. We're going to get the lobby all set up here for game number 2, and we will be back within 5 minutes, getting back into the action to see if St. Clair can make the comeback here on the University of Texas Dallas.